Hello. So my Wi-Fi is working, hopefully. I'm gonna just jump in and start this reading. I had a good day yesterday. Got my stitches out today, so look at all these flowers that I got for my birthday. Like a pretty day. Anyway, my son and my nephew got me those, so pretty cool. I was gonna say, some of the messages, like signs, I guess, synchronicities that you could be receiving are, you could be, coming, having had some type of quick change recently in your life, or you could be coming into some type of quick change, but there's a need for you to kind of make sure that you have the right tools necessary for whatever it is that you're working with or on. Make sure that you kind of prepare yourself, but there's some type of quick change coming, and you could be kind of moving or expanding into a new area. Also, let me see. Instead of just moving completely, it's like you could be like relocating, but not fully like relocating, like adding a new location type of thing, whatever that means to you. But like you could be, instead of like expanding, basically, like having one home base type of thing, and then adding another area of comfortability, or like office, or whatever the case might be. But so there's moving and expansion, and you could be kind of settling into a position pretty quickly, like drastically quick. So anyway, those are some signs. Also, monarch butterflies kept coming around yesterday, so if that's something that you've been seeing, that could be a sign to look that up. And also robins, and what else was there? There's one more thing I wrote down. I might have to go get it. I wrote it in, it's in the other room. Oh yeah, sapiosexual. Somebody could be realizing that they are, an aspect of what they're interested in is based on someone's intelligence, okay? So, or, intelligent conversation, or, banter, or quick wit, or whatever, so somebody could be kind of being, warmed up or alerted of someone's presence or their desires or something like that, based on some mental connection, okay? And we have the Fool, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. Ooh, wow. Whoa. Okay, so we have, with the Fool coming out first right here, it's like somebody, that's you probably if you're watching this. You could be ready to take a leap of faith of sorts. Okay, you could be kind of getting into a more carefree position. And even with this card, I've never noticed this before, but with these the O's from the Fool and then the Sun behind it, it's kind of like, I don't know, the way I saw it, it's kind of like when you're focusing your eyes in a certain thing, and maybe if you're doing the left camera or right camera thing, where you're like, which way am I gonna get this to align, and I know with your eyes, I was thinking of Wayne's World for a second, but anyway, but so you go like this, and you kind of like strain your eyes to try and focus in a certain way, but like you can't decide which one is the right one, or what is accurate or true, or something like that. It's a kind of like you're trying to get into a more focal, like, oh, what am I looking for? More clarity within the focus, okay? But so somebody could have been holding back in a certain way because they couldn't get the clarity that they're desiring of. But at this point right here, it's like somebody's kind of just like, okay, I can't figure out if it's this or if this, but I'm just gonna move into action, and we're gonna create the outcome, as it comes out, instead of like waiting for a direction to be guided towards. It's like you're just going to take action and see where things land from there, okay? But, so that's a different way. I haven't really paid attention to that until just now, I guess. But, with the Eight of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands, you've definitely, leveled up and mastered yourself in a lot of different ways. You're, acquiring more skills or feeling more confident with them. And, you could be recognizing what it is that you've been working towards and for, and the position that you've been maintaining, so you could have been, working hard and doing all these things, but you're also, keeping yourself in a certain position where, you aren't moving forward. You kind of, you have all these different, accolades or, battles that you've gone through and come, come out successful with, but it seems like you've been leveling up, but you're getting to that point right there with the Fool of just kind of taking a leap of faith in order to move forward into the next stage or like phase of what it is that you have your eye on. Okay, and what was I gonna say? Yeah, you've been doing a lot of hard work and kind of are at this point finally recognizing what it is that you had been holding off for and working towards. Okay, so I could have said that a lot easier the first time. We got the King of Swords. Okay. Oh wow. The King of Swords, somebody who's gauging different situations with, a logical grasp, has oriented themselves with every type of possible outlook or outcome, and, is really kind of, could be somebody who is meticulous in certain ways, but they are getting to a certain clarity within themselves and within their situation. And they no longer are desiring of receiving offers or proposals in their direction or towards them or for them that they're not in alignment with or intentionally desiring. And they are getting to a better strength within having this, or you could be right, having this higher perspective outlook on relationship dynamics and what it is that you're trying to bring into you. And let me see. So and I keep saying this person, blah, blah, blah. I always do that. I don't know why. But if this is resonating for you, this is for you. Okay. So I'm going to start trying to say you now at this point until I see otherwise. But it also could be somebody that is coming in towards you. So there's that. But yeah, so I'll just say somebody. Shit. Okay. So we'll just say you, right? This is just making me feel like there's a reason why I'm saying these things, and it's just showing that somebody's kind of still going a little back and forth maybe or whatever, but they're gathering their strength with what it is that they are desiring to have within their relationships, and like they're gathering a strength within the knowledge of this, and instead of it just being some kind of far off whimsical like, oh, that would be nice type of thing, like somebody's kind of really staying true to this and positioning themselves in a way where they're secure in this understanding, knowing that this is what they don't deserve any less than what they're actually desiring of, in the first place. So, but there's, some type of difficult choice that is, that somebody's coming to. Could be you. What's this choice? What's a choice? What do we need to know about this choice? Hold up. Yeah. Oh my. Okay, let's see. Yeah. So Six of Swords. Somebody is wondering whether they should move forward in a situation towards what it is that they're really desiring of, or, they could be kind of resisting and thinking that there's some reason why they need to stay in the position that they are. But you know, that is, you know, there's a greater awareness that's being made and formed, you know, but then there's also this, maybe it might be feeling like some type of responsibility aspect, like somebody feels like, maybe they need to stay, or they need to, you know, hold off on their desires or dreams or something like that, you know. But let's see, but oh, we got the Queen of Wands and the Ace of Cups, but somebody is really kind of having a true passion and desire towards having a new loving dynamic and relationship in their life, where they can feel receptive of the energy, but also pour into the situation as well. And yeah, there's a choice between kind of, you know, staying and taking care of responsibilities. And it's also like in this like dark and dreary type of energy right here. We have this kind of like stay in the shadows and just do your, you know, keep the routine going, you know. It's like these these swords are like, and this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing, you know. So somebody could be, you know, with the moon highlighting that one too, you know, somebody could be having this focus of like, oh, well, you know, I have to bring this to fulfillment, or I have to do this. And it's making me stay, I can't move forward in this way because I have to take care of these things, you know. But it's like this darker energy of like, just kind of releasing your own hopes and dreams, and just, you know, conforming to, you know, the responsibility that you have, like, looming over. And I'm not saying, like, don't take care of your responsibility. You know, I'm not saying that. But there are different ways that you can still take care of things, and you don't have to be stuck in difficult situations, you know? So it's like, you know, whatever the compromise or the solution is that you come to, you know, there's a way for you to still be following your intentional, purposeful, and desirable, you know, path, while still maintaining your, you know, responsibilities and taking care of everything else, you know. So it's kind of like there's a give and take, a push and pull with everything. But you know, if you feel like you need to resign to a situation and put your life on hold for everything else, you know, it's kind of like it's almost like a rude awakening type of scenario when you have a certain understanding of like, oh wow, I could have done this, like I could have been doing this right now, you know, I could have been going in this direction while still taking care of these things, and, you know, all that other stuff. Like, I think, what was that, a while ago that I had that same understanding. It was something like, I'm like, dang it, you know, like, but, let me see, this kind of reminds me, because my daughter, or all my kids, for my birthday yesterday, made me this cute little card and stuff, or they wrote on it, you know, but, one of my daughters says, everybody only lives once, so make it good. Go out and have fun. Even though you're my mom, we are still growing up together, and most of it has been great. Have an amazing 41st birthday. But she was saying something about leaving the house more. So maybe she didn't write it down, she was just saying it when... But she's like, you need to get out and go enjoy yourself, you know? Like, we're all getting older and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, so cute, you know? So it's like, you could take care of your responsibilities, but still, you know, start making time for yourself and handle, you know, what it is that you're desiring of, but also the things that you need to do. But it was like, I don't know, maybe I misread it yesterday. Anyway, it was so cute though. I was like, oh, okay, I'll leave the house. I will go places. But anyway, so there could be certain things that you need to kind of regulate. It's not all or nothing. I know there's a lot of people who do that, where they're like, you know, stuck on this outlook of like needing to get this done or whatever, you know, and you can still get things done and have it not be like all consuming in a way that's like creating more of a negative in your life, or a stressed or hazardous, you know, dynamic, you know. So I think You know, that could be part of this, this leap of faith. You know what I mean? So this could be something that somebody's coming to an understanding of. They're making certain choices that are holding them back. And there's a need to, or they could be, you know, pondering a choice that would be holding them back, but there's a need for them to really pay attention to what their true desires are. And we have the Three of Swords. Instead of, you know, and this kind of landed on the King of Swords. So it's like, with somebody wanting to make intentional choices in their life and not be receptive of offers or proposals that aren't, you know, in alignment with them, you know, this, staying in a position that is not what you're desiring of, or, you know, that you feel, obligated to, or something like that, you know, like staying in it just out of obligation isn't going to be what's fulfilling for you either. And that is something else that's bringing in, some type of offer or proposal that's really going to be bringing you more heartbreak and pain. And it's like, you know, you can only go so long with dismissing and ignoring your own, like, true emotions, or else, you know, or else. Just kidding. I've been noticing. Or else, you know, it starts, like, draining you. You start, you know, having, like, maybe anger issues or just irritation and frustration. You start seeing things in a more negative light. Instead of being able to, like, you know, propel forward and upward, you know, you kind of stay stagnant in this, like, everything sucks type of position. But if you just shift and alter a little bit of a thing, you know, then you could be like, I'm still taking care of what I need to, but I'm actually in a more enjoyable position for myself, you know. So, but I was gonna say, I noticed, my sarcasm, and this is super random, but my sarcasm isn't always taken. I might have a lot of people who are, like, way too serious in my life, and they all just take everything I say seriously, when, like, most of the time I'll be joking around about, like, everything, you know. And so there could be certain things like that where you are recognizing that there's just kind of like a something loose or missing, or, you know, something that doesn't fit just right, you know what I mean? So that could be something that you maybe pay a little more attention to, and see where it is that you feel that you can behave in your most natural way without having people intentionally misunderstand you, or you know, create more of some sense of turmoil where there wasn't one, you know. So pay attention to that, and what is, you know, moving smoothly and upwards, you know, and elevating you energetically is, you know, definitely a sign of what to continue forth with. But if you feel agitated and pressured, or you know, like you can't express yourself directly or openly, then you know, that's something that you need to, you know, also be aware of too, where it's like, you know what, how long can I go not speaking my truth, you know? So start paying attention to your little intuitive messages that your body is giving you, okay, during certain situations. Okay, and then we have, let's see. That's funny. That's kind of like what I've been just saying. So it's like we got the Two of Pentacles, the Star, and the Nine of Swords. So somebody's trying to maintain or establish a balance for themselves towards a true desired, you know, wish come true, or desires of their heart. But it is still something that is bringing on, you know, a major amount of anxiety. It could be messing with somebody's sleep patterns, or, you know, even just they could be kind of bombarded with intrusive thoughts that are not in alignment with what it is that they're wanting to move forward towards. Okay, y'all, look at, we got the Five of Cups and then the Six of Cups. So somebody could be kind of more focused on the negative aspects that have been built up around them, and there's a need for them to kind of you know, recognize, like with this Ace of Cups right here too, you know, the 1 ace and then 5 equals 6 right here. So there could be this, like, you know, recognition that if somebody were to open themselves up to this true sense of abundance, the true sense of abundance that could be coming in for them emotionally, instead of holding on to all the things that had gone wrong previously, you know, adding this new truth into your life, whoops, instead of having this be the focus, you could be kind of really moving into this position with the 6 of Cups, where the emotional exchange is more of a, you know, higher energy level, more innocent and secure and content, like joyful. You know, you can recognize the difference from what it is that you had been previously dealing with, and all the different difficulties in the situation. And when you actually open yourself up to this, you know, immersive experience right here with the new love that you have coming in, or are desiring of, you can really see most likely the difference of, you know, the soulmate dynamic with what the true connection is and what you'd been dealing with previously when they hadn't worked, you know. So it's like you could have been drawn in based on your own emotional sensation or lust or desire. It could be intellectually, you think this person is a good match based on this, and this, or whatever, you know, or there's just like certain physical desires that you're, you know, wanting to make my baby or whatever, you know. But like, so it depends on which way you're looking at a situation, right? With how you can, what sense of importance it is to you. But if you are recognizing that you're going in towards a situation that is really emotionally fulfilling, instead of being caught up in all those other like imbalanced perspectives, you know, you will be able to come into a position where you can have that true innocence and joy, you know, coming back into your life. And I saw this video today where this guy was talking about, like, a lot of people are stuck in, like, the 4D, and they're thinking about, you know, what they need to do to change and what they need to heal. And I talk about that stuff all the time, where it's like, you know, I physically feel different issues, have had different, you know, meditative experiences where I've had to release different energetic blockages and all that stuff, you know. But, like, I understand what the guy was saying, where it's like some people can get caught up and stuck in those never-ending type of dynamics where you're never fully going to be healed. You're always going to have to be working on something or whatever. But if you can focus on, you know, what you can do in the now moment, and that's what he was getting at with, like, the 5D. He's like, everything is now, you know, like, if you aren't holding on to the pain of the past, if you're focused on presenting, you know, the best position for your current moment, you know. And so if you're just, like, crying over what happened in the past, then you're not staying in the now, and it's not helping you move forward in the way that would be productive, you know, because you're holding on to that past energy, you know. So there could be a need, you know. The reason why I'm even bringing this up, I guess, is because of the aspect of, like, inner child healing. He's like, oh, people get caught up on this and da-da-da, you know, but it's like, there is constant healing that we need to go through. There's triggers along the way every day, you know, but if you stay holding on to grudges and holding on to those negativities, then you're never going to be able to move forward. And that's basically what he's saying, you know. So allow yourself to heal different aspects of yourself that you feel are straining you at this moment, but don't try to act like it's something that you can't move forward from because of this need for healing, you know. So it's like, don't push yourself too hard. Don't do things that you don't feel comfortable with. Obviously, that's all part of it, but don't hold yourself back because you don't feel like you're ready, you know. So kind of put your best foot forward, and you know, utilize the healing aspects that you need to, but don't try and stay stuck in that as if, like, oh, I'm healing right now. I'm healing right now. You know, you could just be like, I've healed. And just try and maintain what your next best position or step could be, right? Anyway, hopefully that's making sense. Let's see, what else do we need to know right now? Ooh, got 2 wands. Ooh, and the Ace of Wands. Ooh, and the Judgment card. So somebody is making plans towards maybe embracing a new passionate opportunity, and they're really kind of ready for this, you know, next phase or stage to make itself known to them in their life. Like, it's, you know, they're ready for these shifts and changes and for things to fall into place as they're meant to. There could have been some type of new, you know, actual passionate and like desire fueled, I guess, awakening that has occurred, and somebody's realizing they have all the let me see, the whole world in their hands, like the potential of what it is that they're desiring of moving forward towards. It's just a need to take action and let me see. So with these 2 cards that you're looking at, like you know, this is a, you know, coming out of a cemetery, and then this person right here has a wand in their hand where they're controlling the situation, you know. So kind of like you could hold it to, keep it to yourself, and, you know, have that be this thing that you've held on to your whole life of, you know, what regret or what you could have done or should have done or whatever, you know. Or you could take the power within your own hand and initiate and take action how you truly desire, instead of waiting until the very last moment and then being like, I have something to say or something. Anyway, so somebody's kind of getting to some new realization of what action they need to take in a certain way. And, woo, oh, cute. We got the Knight of Cups, the Sun, and 3 of Wands, okay? So they, somebody could be like initiating and really taking it upon themselves to move forward with a proposal or a desire that they have within them and express a message of love. And they want to kind of expand on, you know, the positive that they have in their life. They know that there's a possibility to move forward, you know, and especially look at that with the 2 of Wands and then the Ace of Wands and then the 3 of Wands coming out too, you know. It's like, you know, they're putting knowledge together that they may have kept separate previously, and they're utilizing this in order to move forward. So it's like somebody, you know, had maybe created plans within, but they hadn't taken the action upon themselves to actually move forward and initiate. But now, you know, somebody's going to be also expressing their true emotions, embracing what their emotions are, and moving forward with that, you know. So they have also refueled or powered themselves up in a certain way, or doing so, and are recognizing that they have the ability to create the life that they truly want. And it's just a matter of like taking certain steps and then seeing how things come in from there, you know. So you you know, press click on a order, you know, and you know that you're gonna get that thing. You know, you sent out for it, and then it's just a matter of receiving, you know. So there is that action that needs to be taken, and then you'll be seeing what it is that you desire coming in towards you. Okay. Right. There could have been challenges with different parties' involvement when it comes to work that you've been doing, and that could be something that is creating a level of difficulty with moving in a certain direction. But yeah, I guess just keep that in mind, I guess. So somebody's done a lot of healing, and then like I said, like, you know, there could be certain difficulties when it comes to taking action, because you have different people who are you know, wanting to put their efforts in, or they're wanting their focus to be the you know, their intentions to be the focal point, or, you know, their desires, right, you know. So there could be certain difficulty when it comes to taking action with what you're wanting. But right here with the 4 of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the 3 of Cups, it's like you've done a lot of healing and gotten to a place of true discernment within yourself, and you know what steps you need to take in order to have this true, kind of celebratory outlook for yourself. So like I said, there could be certain oppositional aspects coming at you, but you also have a resolve and a strength within you of moving forward with intention. Okay, we got the Tower and 3 of Pentacles. So somebody knows that this is going to be creating major change, but they're wanting to, really get on a more intentional team dynamic where they can feel confident and, supported with the work that they're doing, feel secure within, the blueprints of what it is that they're forming, and know that everybody's there for the benefit of the whole instead of it just individually trying to get theirs, I guess, you know what I mean? So, but somebody knows it's going to create major changes, but they're also ready to welcome in the aspect of teamwork, like true teamwork, I guess, in their life, okay? Let me see. We got the King of Pentacles, the Death card, the Moon, and the 10 of Wands. So somebody's kind of, in a stable position. They've created a lot for themselves and grounded themselves in different ways where they feel secure within their physical realm and, what they've formed for their life, what they, career and, all that stuff. But they're going through a transformation, and but they have certain reservations, and maybe not like major reservations, but just kind of fears that are holding them back with what it is that they're wanting to dedicate themselves towards. But they also know that it is bringing justice into their life after difficulty, and they're kind of ready to. I don't really want to, we got this fire in the background. I was going to say, maybe they're ready to raise, the whole place, you know what I mean? Like, clear the whole thing out and just start fresh, But I was going to say burn it all down, but not, like on wood. Where's wood? Let's go. Anyway, so here we go. Yeah, so somebody's gone through or is going through a major transformation, but they have fears on, the awareness that they've formed of what it is that they're actually wanting to dedicate themselves towards, but they also kind of know that it's going to be bringing the justice that they're desiring of and the balance that they need in their life. And we have the 6 of Wands and the Page of Wands. Somebody is ready, okay, and or readying themselves, okay. I just said they had reservations about the fears, but they're readying themselves because they can see that this is going to bring them the true success and victory that they're desiring of, and even, reunification of sorts, but public recognition, a true awareness of the growth and the celebratory aspects that this person has coming in for them, okay? Oh, look, and we got a King of Cups. Somebody could have been concerned of whether or not they, would be, how cute. Oh my gosh. Stop. Whether or not they would be in a position where they could express themselves openly and easily and have that contentment, right? Okay. But, look at this. We got the 6 of Pentacles and the, 4 of Pentacles, so that's the 10 of Pentacles. So they are working towards a foundation where they're going to have, the true foundation that they're desiring of, and the energetic exchange that they've been missing previously, possibly in certain ways. And then look at how cute. This is so cute. Oh my gosh, no way. Oh my gosh, stop. Okay, like, get... Hold on. That's going crazy. Look at it. Okay. Look, we have the 4, okay, and 6 of Pentacles, and then we have the 9 and Ace of Pentacles, and that's both 10-10 right there for the 10 of Pentacles, okay? So this is definitely like, you are crazy, like crazy. Look at this is how excited you should be right now. That's so cute. So, you know, you're going to be creating the foundation and have that energetic exchange. You're going to have contentment within the position that you have brought yourself towards. What it is, you know, that you have, like what successes you've gained. And then also, you're also going to be kind of coming into what is truly meant to be a gift in your life, okay? That is going to be also an aspect of completion that's bringing you towards your long-term goals. And it's like, long-term. There's definitely like a legacy aspect going on here, because it's like you, instead of it just being the Ten of Pentacles, it's showing how you are forming this for yourself, you know? So that could be kind of something where you've been like, how, why, when, where, you know? And at this point, it's like, as you continue moving forward with what is right for you, and you know within you that these are the steps that you're needing to be taking, you know, you are in those ways opening yourself up to the true life that you're meant to have, you know? So you're moving yourself towards the true foundational elements and, you know, the relationship elements of, you know, what it is that you are pouring into and receiving back from. You're getting to this position of feeling fully content within yourself, and regardless of whether you have anybody around you or not, you are content with the position of what you've created for yourself. And with the Ace of Pentacles, it's like you are going to be allowing in that, you know, last bit, even though it's a lot, you know, it's not just like a tiny little thing, you know, you know, it's that, you know, last collector's item type of situation of what it is that you've been desiring to bring in, you know. So that is pretty cool. And then and then this part too, and it's going to be bringing you that true emotional fulfillment as well. So that's so cute. And then this is the Page of Pentacles and the Hermit, and you're going to be able to see, we got the Devil right there, you're going to be able to see the worth of the time spent, you know, with what you took, isolating yourself or going inward and really paying attention to your wants and desires and your needs and all those things, and not just submitting to addiction or compulsion or you know, obsession or unhealthy bonds and toxic traits and all those things. Like, you've kind of gone within, and being able to figure out what's really important in your life, and that is helping you filter through all those lesser, you know, well, let me see, like the vices that you maybe had or something, okay? And look, we have the action card, okay? Eight of Wands. There could be some type of movement coming in quickly or some type of communication, but there's going to be some type of quick action and change. Ooh, right on top of the Empress. So there could be, New World. So there could be some type of communication coming in with, towards your divine counterpart in some way. Oh my gosh. And we got the Wheel. Oh my God. Look at how cute it is. Oh my gosh. Stop. Okay. It just keeps going. So we got the World, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So you're moving into a new beginning, destined. Okay. And you're on the path to get there, right? You're recognizing you're on the path to get to this position that you're desiring of, and you're truly forming, creating, co-creating with the universe towards, you know, the ideal relationship dynamic, and, you know, expressing yourself from the, you know, from your, like, however meek you may feel, you know, you're getting to a position of being able to feel confident expressing yourself, okay? Well, look at, and you're staying true, staying true to your intuition, okay? So that is so cool. Then we have, you're slowly, you know, the work that you've done is bringing you towards this, you know, truly emotionally contented, emotionally contented relationship dynamic, okay? So that is pretty cute. Pretty cute. So there's that leap of faith. Don't forget about it. Hold on, let me see. No, my dogs are inside. that is, but we got a dog barking. Yeah, so remember, you know, your why, and don't neglect your truth, you know what I mean? I was gonna do both of these. These are both by the same artist. Pretty cool. I like his stuff. But let's just pull a couple from here really quick and see if there's anything else that needs to be sued. Okay. Ah! I don't think anybody saw that. Okay. Alright, 9 of Wands. Okay. Yeah. You've definitely been like holding your position, maintaining yourself, but also it's almost like when you don't feel like you can fully be yourself or open yourself up to a person or something like that, you know, like you aren't fully like embracing the position of what you're meant to be, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, you could say as a spouse, right? You know, so if you feel that you can't fully trust your partner, which sucks, right? So like, let's say not spouse. Let's say, you know, you have a significant other in some way, and but you can't talk to them about this one thing because they always get so irritated and blah, 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 whatever the case is, you know? So that is now something that you are no longer able to bring into this dynamic or relationship, you know, this part of the relationship dynamic, you know? So you hold back in this way, knowing that this person is never going to be accepting of this, you know, blank, whatever it is, you know? So it's like, you know, even though you're in a relationship, you live in the house, you're doing this, you're doing that, all these things, there's still this, like, not fully in position, you know, like, you push a button in and it's like, if it didn't it didn't engage all the way, that button isn't doing the job that it's meant to, you know? So it's like, if you're in that same position where you are like, I'm the father, I'm the mother, I'm the sister, I'm the brother, I'm this, I'm that, blah, 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 whatever, but you aren't allowing yourself to be in that position fully, then it's almost like, it's like creating a placeholder, but you aren't being able to act on your truth and your, you know, true expression, and other people aren't going to be receiving what they're needing of somebody who would be fully in that position, you know? So I guess it's kind of like, you know, really needing to address, like, do I want to do this and be half-assed about a situation, or do I want to be my best self and be able to present my best in this situation in a real way, you know? So instead of being like, let's fake it and we'll pretend we, you know, can't live without each other, blah, 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 blah. Or you'd be like, you know what, this isn't how I'm not feeling this. I don't feel that this is something I want to continue in this direction with, because it's false for me based on this, or, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I know there's always compromise, and you can't just be like, I'm out of here, you know, whatever. But like, it could be like a more big thing instead of just, you know, a lack of open conversation or something. But like, but when you start to notice that you are, you know, walking around on eggshells or not really being yourself and all those things, that needs to take precedence in a certain way, because of the fact that you are now being false in your own expression. And the longer you do that, the farther and farther away you are, you know, are from your aligned or destined path that you're meant to be on, you know? So keep that in mind. I guess. Here we go. What do we have here? Okay, we have the Magician, okay, and the 8 of Swords. So, yeah, you know, basically, if this is you, right, you're in this position of, you know, having created, co-created in the way that you've been, you know, with the universe that you've been desiring, embracing different elements, in order to initiate and form what it is that you wish to see in front of you, right? But you know, and so you could be noticing that you've taken on this position of really being front and center in your life and intentional, right? But then there's this restriction, and that's what I was just talking about. So you're restricting yourself in some way that creates some aspect of being unaligned, you know? So you might fully be exactly, you know, your best expression and helping others and doing this and working this way in the field that you're loving and all those different things. But if you, you know, come home and, you know, are, you know, silently feeling yourself wear down within you or whatever the case is, you know, we've all been through it, you know. But if you are, you know, staying quiet in those ways, then you're still holding back from what your life fully should be, you know, to its greatest potential. But yeah, it seems apparently you're holding yourself back from a certain choice or a certain, you know, loving relationship. Okay, so, and this is, you know, with the Lovers, it's like it's a good choice, you know, because the Two of Swords is a choice, but it's like one that you don't want to make, you know. And this one is something that you're actually desiring of, and you're restricting yourself from it. Okay. And then we have the Ten of Wands, but you could also know that you want to dedicate yourself to this. So there is that alignment and recognition of the steps that you're desiring. Oh, look at somebody feels, you know, they want to dedicate themselves in this way towards their divine counterpart. They're recognizing. We have the mother of invention right here. So we have somebody who, you know, is really innovative. They feel that they can really have the support that they need and be inspired and have all the different, you know, aspects that they may have been lacking in their life. You know, they're recognizing that this person is able to provide for them, okay? But they're restricting themselves, even though they want to dedicate themselves to this. They're kind of keeping it in the background, I guess. Okay, and we got the Page of Wands. It says a new day dawns on the planet of the spirit. So somebody could be kind of getting ready. Oh, look at, and with the Hangman, they're kind of ready to surrender into this truth that they've acquired, okay? And it could even be like they went into the void, you know what I mean? And they have acquired the information or the guidance that they needed. And let me see. Whoop. And they don't want to neglect the work that actually has gone on within them. They, you know, could be recognizing a lot of the different aspects of change and growth that have occurred. You know, so somebody could be kind of ready and getting ready to surrender into this and, you know, not wanting to go backwards, okay? They have a true, like this beacon guiding them at this point. And it's, you know, they're opening themselves up to a passionate new beginning, okay? But they've been trying to kind of silently or discreetly get to a position of mastery and confidence.
Hi, handsome.
In order to, you know, begin taking this trek and moving forward. So they could be kind of really getting to a position where they want to prepare and feel confident in the moves that they're making. And, you know, they're going to be utilizing their own strength and their will to get back on the path. Okay. All right. They're recognizing how they had been kind of stuck in a certain position based on like it felt like it was like enslaved. Not, I don't want to use that word. It's on the card right here. That's the only reason I'm bringing it up. But like they feel like they're like being stuck in a in a position of, you know, having to produce work, do a certain job, get this done, but there wasn't any type of fulfillment, and it was like a, you know, toxic and unhealthy bonds. Okay, so there could be recognition of this, and, you know, really wanting to rise above and have a higher level relationship dynamic, and, you know, focus with what their lifestyle is, instead of feeling confined to this kind of like machine. What's happening here? Instead of being confined to a machine that they need to kind of make their quota with, or whatever the case is, they're wanting to move forward with a greater sense of intention and alignment in their life. Okay. Oh, look, I don't know why I just shuffled right now, but it was not necessary. But we got Justice, okay, and the Ace of Pentacles, and the 10 Pentacles, 4 Pentacles, and 6 of Cups. So, wow. So somebody knows that they're going to be really bringing in the balance in that they are desiring of. This is, you know, overwhelming possibly for them. It could be certainly destructive in different aspects of their life, but at the same time, they know what they're moving forward towards is, you know, creating the foundation. Look at that. All right, foundation towards their long-term goals and the legacy and the relationship aspects, you know, with the 6 of Cups. So you're getting them back to a more joyful position in their life that they can feel secure and content with, knowing that this is something that's, you know, a long-term aspect that they're going to be working on and building with, okay? And, oh, look at 6 of Wands, okay? So there will be success coming in for you, all right? And somebody could be fearful of what their truth is that they've discerned for themselves, with like what they're recognizing. It says, what lurks below I can't read right now. What lurks below the surface. Anyway, so somebody could be fearful, right, of what it is that they've recognized within themselves, but, you know, what feelings they may have, right? But they're ready, okay, look at that, to kind of move forward. They might have the technology, right? It says, is this the romance of wait, is the future? I'm reading words backwards. That could be something. I said, is this the romance of the future? But that's cute, right? But it says, is this the future of romance? So take it how you want to take it. But anyway, so, you know, somebody could be fearful of the awareness that they've created, but they, you know, are at least at this point or soon wanting to embrace and move forward, following their heart. Okay, really trying to acquire the answer, you know, to this question right here. So pretty cute. And there's definitely a lot of passion. Somebody is, you know, drawn in. Okay. Passion, but positive passion. Nothing. No, and then look at the 2 of Cups. Okay, so this is definitely like a, you know, devoted dynamic. I was just gonna say none of that toxic stuff, you know. So it's like there's passion and, you know, a thrill and all those different fun things, desire and, you know, lustful behaviors, I guess. But it is still, you know, all positive, like all consuming in a positive way, where it's, you know, bringing life and warmth and joy, and you know, something that you can really truly devote yourself towards. Okay, so wow, that is pretty cute. If you're finding this reading, hopefully it's helpful. I don't really have too many cards out here right now, but I'm just going to pull from this one really quick again. And we'll see. Oh, we got a mystery that's been solved. And somebody's creating space. Alright. We got 4 to 7 days. There's some type of something happening. and you remind them of a dream. I'm wondering if I should go to a concert this weekend. I'm not sure if I'm going or not. It could be relevant. It's 4 to 7 days, so I was just thinking. But yeah, I'm all, I don't know. Somebody's getting the itch, okay? Songs are speaking to them. There's something that you're needing to say yes to, okay? Somebody's going to be cautious, yet steadfast, and they're organizing themselves in some way to possibly move forward towards you. Somebody feels safe with you. They feel that you are their divine counterpart. They can't get enough. They want you all to themselves. And they're protective of you. They want to follow their intuition and start forming what it is that they've envisioned, okay? And they're wanting to reach out, all right? They want to reach out and embrace you. They want to hold on tight. They're mesmerized by you, and they're making changes for you. There's that mystery solved. And look, a clue. And you know what's interesting today? I learned that a ball of yarn, alarm's going off. So a ball of yarn apparently was known, it was called a clue, but spelled C-L-E-W-E, I think. Yeah, and that's what they used in like the labyrinth with the Minotaur a long time ago. But they called it a clue at the time, and that's actually where, so then later on, utilizing that information, other, people who, like scholars who were learning about that previous scenario, started calling everything that was helping to give you evidence of a certain situation or provide proof or whatever. They called it all clue based on the yarn or the ball of thread that they had that was helping somebody get out of a maze, basically. So anyway, I don't know why. I guess we all needed to know that today. But I kept hearing that, and then I kept thinking about this card, and I wanted to write clue on there differently. So I'm going to just write that real quick. But I thought it was funny because it's like a different spelling. We still use the word, it's whatever, but it all means the same thing in a certain way. I don't know. But so somebody is solving a mystery, they found the clues, okay, and they received the information that they needed to. And with me even bringing that up, I'm like, why did I bring that up? It could be something where someone has gone through a different understanding of things throughout their, whatever history, and they're coming to greater recognition and knowledge, with different insight that could be helping. Like, it could have been guided or mistaken previously, but now somebody could be kind of getting the information that they're needing to make the decision that they're desiring of. So I know I kind of like mansplained that. I could have just said mystery solved. Anyway, somebody feels you're the apple of their eye. They want to present themselves to you. There's been something going on within 9 months or next 9 months. And we have some type of movement, communication, okay? Carving out a new path, seeing things through, looking for a bridge to get to you. They haven't felt this way before. There's a connection within the eyes, and they want to be brave, okay? But careful. They want to know what you want, okay? And somebody wants to rickroll you. They don't want to give you up, okay? And they know that this is a higher connection, a wish fulfillment, and it says taking action. They're gaining their courage. They've had a major catalyst for transformation in regards to love. And, ooh, we got 1 to 3 days. Fall into you. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so which one wants to pop out right here? Oh, the apple. Somebody, yeah, really feels you are the apple of their eye. I just can't get enough. Okay. Just can't get enough. Alright, well, that's it for now. Let me see how long have I been on here. 59. Ooh, if I stop now, I can go on TikTok and put this on here. Alright, bye-bye.